Just recently, we hit 1 million subscribers. Now we're at 1.04, and it turns out I'm a little bit late to my own celebration video. But never too late for celebrations. Let's jump in to answering some questions from the community. This one comes from Kazuki. Which solo was the most difficult for you to master? And I said Cliffs of Dover because the hybrid picking was incredibly hard. I'm mostly like a legato guy, and I don't normally do hybrid picking. So a couple of months of slowing down and speeding that up until I was at a point where I could comfortably do that, and then I could actually move forward with the project. And a close second would be Far Beyond the Sun, which was removed by Yngwie Malmsteen himself. Thanks a lot, Yngwie. This question comes from Mr. Caleb McKinney. He asks, how many guitars do you own, and do you have a favorite? I've actually lost count of how many guitars I've owned. You know, over the last 5 years, I've collected quite a few, and they've come from different companies, and I've bought many just for the videos, just because I became passionate about what looked good on screen and what sounded good for the songs. Do I have a favorite? Yeah, the Gibson SG is my favorite guitar, just because it's just so lightweight. It's got a skinny body, and it's got the double cutaway on it, which means that you can get further up the frets with a comfortable grip. This one comes from Ducks Are Good. What made you want to start YouTube? Well, it was a way to teach my local students how to play. So I just compiled like a playlist of predetermined songs that I knew how to play and recorded them on video and put them on YouTube. That way we never had paper, or maybe just like one sheet of paper to keep track of like where we were with the progress in the playlist. And this one comes from user ZU5TP1 whatever. Why did you start making YouTube video tabs? And I said it was to help my local guitar students, but more so than that, it was to provide something that I felt I never had when I was growing up. I had some random internet tabs from random users, and it did make me a better player to kind of like pick out what was wrong and to use my own ears. But you know, it just feels great to provide like a service to people that I never had personally when I was growing up. This one comes from Okiyasu. What was your first guitar? What was your favorite bands? And which ones have inspired you the most? I said my first guitar was a Sovereign guitar from the Christmas Wish book, the classic Sears catalog. It wasn't a really good guitar, but it was good enough for me to start out on. These days you have way better beginner guitars. But yeah, I played that one for like 2 years. I played an acoustic guitar, and I must have played like the entire Nirvana Unplugged in New York album, which I never got tired of. This one comes from Avlos. One of my favorite things about your videos is to see how you're going to dress for the part, so to speak. What's been your top 3 favorite costumes so far? And I said Purple Rain, Johnny Be Good, Get Back. You know, Purple Rain was just, you know, the ridiculous like Purple Rain outfit with the ridiculous guitar and the cool background. And you know, when I keyed that in my video editing, you know, I just literally like laughed out loud at that because it just looked so funny. Same thing with Johnny Be Good. You know, the nostalgic feel of the video with the guitar, the outfit, and you know, the Back to the Future background. Just the whole vibe of the video just really worked well. And also Get Back, you know, I got that fur coat, the classic Beatles on the rooftop video, and I remember purchasing that coat. I must have bought it for like $120 at the thrift store, and I remember it stank of perfume. It just completely stank my closet out, and eventually I had to throw it out. Accelerate Guitars asked, what cover video are you most proud of and why? And I said the Crazy Train video, the remake, because I must have made that video about 5 or 6 years ago, initially on like a Les Paul, and I kind of played it my own way to totally dive into that song and to use like the proper guitar, you know, the polka dot Fernandez, you know, dressed in leather, and to try to get Randy Rhoads' licks down as good as I could, especially the tone as well. And the background, everything just seemed to come together for that video. Also the intro as well, which, you know, Randy Rhoads played it like that live. You know, I was just trying to kill some dead air in the song because, you know, in the studio recording, there's like just bass happening. So I just wanted to put something extra in there. And I thought everything just worked out so well for the video. This one comes from Leo Drury Music. How can I get as good as you? And I said, practice every day. You know, be dedicated. Listen to the guys that inspire you and try to play their licks. Whatever you want to do, whatever inspires you, be dedicated. Ernesto asked Metallica or Megadeth, and I said for vocals, Metallica, because you know you got James Hetfield, like, yeah! And Megadeth, you got like Marty Friedman's, you know, kick-ass guitar playing. All the guitar players, including Dave Mustaine himself, they're all great virtuoso players. So, I appreciate bits of each band. Carlos Gonzalez asks, how do you practice the more complex songs for your channel, like Far Beyond the Sun, Cliffs, etc.? And I said, just, break it down into sections, slow down the song and gradually speed it up. I use Guitar Pro for my practice just because I can select the measures, slow it down, and gradually bring it up to speed. And the cool thing about Guitar Pro too is that you can actually sync the audio now with the score, which is completely awesome. Mr. Rebel Guy asked, what was your top 5 favorite songs to cover? P-Cells. I had a lot of fun with that song just because I was learning Chris Poland's style. And, he's got this jazzy thing going on, and legato style, which suited my style perfectly because I'm more of like a legato kind of guy. Little Wing by Stevie Ray Vaughan. I had like a Japanese Stratocaster, the classic Stevie Ray Vaughan look Stratocaster. And it kept going out of tune, and it was getting really frustrating. Brought it to my guitar tech, Kevin Rowlands, and he set it up, got it back, and it just felt like a brand new guitar. So learning any blues stuff like Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff is just like a breath of fresh air for me. Cult of Personality, Reverend sent me out that Vernon Reid signature, which blew me away. The guitar did not go out of tune once, and just the tone from it and the feel of the instrument was just so awesome. The look of the guitar, Vernon Reid got his own thing going on. And when I dove into learning that guitar solo, such a chaotic solo, but for me to interpret it and to get it out to you guys, yeah, that was a really fun piece to play. Anything Goes, one of the more underrated songs on the Appetite album. I didn't appreciate the song until I actually started playing it, and then I was like, yeah, this is my new favorite song to play. And Killing Floor, another Slash tune. Blues, like I said, is always up my alley. And also transcribing Steven Tyler's improvised harmonica solo in that song was really fun too. What is your favorite guitar solo and why? And I said, Don't Damn Me by Guns N' Roses. Just because when the solo hits you, it just hits you right in the face. Follows like the main melody of the song, and it just sounds like it's like off the cuff. You can tell like Slash must have went in. He just let it fly. Some of the licks are like slightly behind the beat, and it's just a really cool, like badass guitar solo. Descending Dark Angel asked, what amp do you use? And I said like a JVM 210H, and I got an attenuator for like rolling back the decibel levels for playing in like smaller places. I've always been like a Gibson into Marshall guy. This one comes from St. Jim. Is Mayonnaise an instrument? And I said, no, it's a kick-ass Smashing Pumpkins song. And we've got some Smashing Pumpkins content coming up pretty soon. We've got a Billy Corgan Reverend guitar, and I can't wait to show it off in the video. A random user says, you added a lot of humor to your videos. What are some of your favorite gags that you've added to the videos? We can't be serious all the time. When I add like a little funny thing in there here and there, it just breathes new life into the video. So some of the funny gags in my mind are that Buddy Holly intro with the Windows 95 animations, that Rush bass part, which I recorded at like quarter speed and then sped it up to like sync the video, looked really funny. I threw in that Wanted Dead or Alive gunshot at the end of the guitar solo, the Michael Jordan cardboard cutout in the Rocking Around the Christmas Tree video. Dust in the Wind has like that silly blue tribute from Old School. Master of Puppets, we threw in a Fire from James Hetfield, and I tabbed that infamous one-note show from George Street here in St. John's. I want to thank you guys for helping this channel reach 1 million subscribers, especially those on Patreon and YouTube memberships. You guys help the channel continue to move forward. Those of you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you leave your comments, your funny comments, your constructive comments, especially those of you guys out there who just got nothing but positive things to say. So I want to thank all of you guys for helping me do what it is that I love to do and helping you guys achieve your dreams on the guitar. I also want to say thanks to some close friends who help keep this thing going week after week. Jason Shepard, he's a phenomenal guitar player. Myself and him tag team the videos week after week. Ryan Strickland has been a huge help to the graphics and website of things. Tom Strandberg works with me on editing the tabs. Robert Kelly handles mixing and mastering the tracks. Justin Sims helps with the video editing, and Matt Evans is a big supporter on the Patreon side. I couldn't have hit this milestone without them and without all of you who've helped support me along the way. It started out with just me posting guitar tabs for local students, and here we are, 1 million subscribers later. Crazy.